In the quiet corridors of hospitals and the hectic emergency rooms, in the nursing homes and clinics and home visits, there exists a quiet army of caretakers whose labor too often goes unseen, whose hearts are poured out daily without applause. Nursing is not simply a profession. It is a vocation, a response to a call to love through service, healing, presence, and witness. And yet, amid relentless shifts, understaffed floors, and the heavy emotional toll of constant exposure to suffering, it is easy for the nurse to forget that their love, when rightly ordered and sustained by grace, can become agape. The highest form of love, a reflection of divine charity. Every nurse, whether in pediatrics, geriatric care, surgical floors, or hospice units, bears a hidden cross. The suffering of patients becomes an echo within their own bones. Grief becomes a language they understand fluently, even if they have no words for it. Agape love, the highest form of selfless love, is not the absence of exhaustion, but the ability to keep showing up in the face of it. Burnout, defined as emotional, mental, and often physical exhaustion caused by prolonged stress, is not merely a clinical condition, it is a wound of love. A wound that says, I have given so much, and now I am empty. But it is precisely here in the emptiness that agape can begin again, not from your own reserves, but from the overflow of divine love. In every act of tending to the sick, Christ is present. He is the wounded and the one who binds wounds. When you wipe a brow, administer medicine, hold a trembling hand, or sit silently beside a dying patient, Christ is there. He is the patient. He is the nurse. I was sick, and you visited me, says Jesus in Matthew 25:36. Every nurse who enters a room is stepping into the sacred, often without realizing it. The patient may not see it, the chart may not reflect it, the supervisor may not acknowledge it, but heaven records every heartbeat of compassion, every sigh of surrender. We look to the saints not only for inspiration, but for solidarity. Many holy men and women serve the sick, not in comfort or ease, but in chaos and pain. Saint Camillus de Lellis, patron saint of nurses, began his ministry in hospitals full of filth, neglect, and despair. He insisted that the sick be treated with tenderness, as though they were Christ himself. Saint Jean Jougon, founder of the Little Sisters of the Poor, lived in anonymity and poverty, begging for alms to care for the elderly. Her love was quiet, but her legacy endures in every hand held with dignity. Blessed Hanna Krsanowska, a lay nurse from Poland, organized parish-based nursing care for the sick and elderly, and collaborated with future Pope John Paul II. Her work restored the human face to institutional care. These saints were not strangers to exhaustion, ridicule, or despair, but their source of love was inexhaustible because it flowed from Christ. Agape love in the hospital doesn't always look like holiness. Sometimes it looks like arguing with a pharmacy to get the right meds, documenting endless notes, or absorbing the anger of a grieving family. It looks like staying late, skipping lunch, or crying alone in the supply closet. It looks like silence when you want to scream. But all of it, offered in love, is sanctified. Every bed made, every IV hung, every wound cleaned becomes a liturgy of mercy. When burnout threatens to extinguish the flame, agape becomes a prayer. Lord, I have nothing left. Take the little I have and multiply it. Let my presence be your presence. Let my touch be your touch. Let my broken heart become a chalice you fill with grace. Compassion fatigue is the erosion of empathy over time. It is not a moral failing, but a human limitation. Nurses, who often absorb others' pain while neglecting their own, are particularly susceptible. When agape turns into martyrdom without joy, the soul begins to close its windows. Psychologically, healing begins by acknowledging this. You are not infinite. Only God is. Your love, while profound, must be replenished. Agape requires boundaries. Christ withdrew to pray. You must too. Sabbath is not optional, it is sacred. Recovery includes rest, therapy, spiritual direction, beauty, silence, music, friendship, and sometimes professional change. Agape is not the denial of self, it is the ordered gift of self, and you cannot give what you no longer have. In the Catholic tradition, the sacrament of reconciliation is a path back to wholeness. For the nurse who has lashed out, grown numb, or even lost faith, confession is not shame, it is resurrection. You are allowed to begin again. God does not ask for perfection, only permission to love you back into fullness. The confessional is a hospital for the soul, and God is a gentle nurse who will not force your healing, but invites it. Mother Mary is not only the mother of Christ, but the mother of all who suffer. She nursed her son not only at the breast, but at the foot of the cross. She is the woman who knows what it is to hold a dying loved one, to walk into hospitals of human sorrow, to love when it hurts. To the nurse who feels forgotten, she sees you. To the nurse who feels ashamed for needing help, she intercedes for you. To the nurse who feels alone in the night shift, she keeps vigil beside you. Pray to her, walk with her. Let her teach you that agape is not grandiose, it is steadfast. Agape is not enabling toxic systems. It is not staying silent when harm is done. It is not allowing yourself to be abused, overlooked, or degraded in the name of virtue. Agape stands with the suffering, yes, but it also speaks truth to power. It advocates for change. It weeps and rages and prays. It remembers the dignity of the nurse as well as the patient. If your workplace exploits your compassion, agape does not mean staying. It may mean leaving as an act of self-respect. Sabbath, make space for rest, true rest, not numbing. Set boundaries around your time and energy. Spiritual practices, daily prayer, mass, journaling, and Eucharistic adoration renew your spirit. Connection, seek fellowship with others who understand your calling. Do not isolate. Beauty, immerse yourself in music, nature, art, things that awaken wonder. Forgiveness, forgive those who failed you. Forgive yourself. Start again. Therapy and mentorship. Your mental health matters. Invest in your own formation. Ask for help. Let others care for you. You do not lose dignity by receiving. Reimagine your vocation. Perhaps God is calling you to a new ward, a new ministry, a new way of nursing. Stay open. Imagine you carry a backpack filled with everyone's sadness. Every day, more gets added. Agape doesn't mean carrying it until you collapse. It means learning to take it to someone stronger. It means letting others help you unpack it. It means saying, I'm tired, and hearing, that's okay, let's rest together. You were not made to burn out. You were made to shine. You were not made to collapse. You were made to rise. Your worth is not measured in patient charts, call lights, or thank yous. It is measured in love. God sees your fatigue. He holds your sorrow. He rejoices in your courage, and He will restore you. Nurse of the weary, healer of the broken, do not give up. The God who called you has not forgotten you. Let agape remake you, not into what you were, but into who you are becoming, a vessel of light, even in the dark. You are not alone. You are loved. You are His.